Appliance savings are happening now at the Home Depot with up to $1,000 off, plus up to an extra $500 off select appliances. Looking to upgrade your fridge? Check out LG's newest models serving up ice in all kinds of styles, cubed, crushed, craft ice, and now new mini craft ice straight from the dispenser. Shop savings and get up to $1,000 off, plus free delivery on select appliances like LG at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $999 or more. Offer valid January 8th through the 28th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
At Sierra, discover top workout gear at incredible prices, which might lead to another discovery. Your headphones haven't been connected this whole time. Awkward. Discover top brands at unexpectedly low prices. Sierra, let's get moving.
Oye, Pablito, what's good, bro?
Mira que yo resuelvo.
Billy Corbin.
De pingao.
Sinvergüenza.
Cortaditos.
Two colors.
He's a guy who is a blank prick.
Mira, una colada que compré aquí. Por tu madre.
I imagine it would be like, yo mama, por tu madre.
Saludo.
That's great to hear.
¿Cómo sentimos de los huracanes? Oye, los huracanes.
La Universidad de Miami y los huracanes viven en el corazón de nuestra familia. How'd I do?
Guess where we're doing the party? We're doing it at Bird Bowl.
I love you, Miami!
So no matter how you wrap it up in your fancy, happy music, I sit right at the center of what is blatant, obvious, and offensive cultural appropriation. I can't believe what I'm about to say. Zaslow looked great as a Cuban Theo yesterday, but Greg Cody somehow looked better. I'm not kidding you. If I put Greg Cody next to a Caja China, 12 beers in, and I say, Greg, just don't say anything. He is the coolest of the old Theos. He doesn't say anything. You don't know you don't know what's in his past, but he absolutely looks like a fusing right now of my grandfather and my uncle. He's bringing them back to life with the way that he looks. Greg Cody could absolutely pass as Cuban Theo better than even Zaslow.
Is it the beard?
It's the face. It's the entirety of the face. It's the age. It's battered by South Florida sunshine and the islands for 50 years.
I don't know, Dan. The more I see Zaz, the more I'm transported into my childhood. Like, I know 11 guys that look exactly like that.
Can we put them side to side, please? Send out a photo and do a vote of who looks more like the Cuban Theo, who's not saying anything at the barbecue. He's had too many drinks. He's sedated. He's been at this party this way every time we've gotten together for 30 straight years. Like, nobody knows him. He's super mysterious. He says nothing. He's just there for the drink and the smell of the pig that's dead in the backyard.
He's el hijo de la tia abuela. And I'm like, oh, I don't really know him. My mom told me to be careful with him, that he's a little weird. That I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Nobody knows his past. He's never said anything at any of these parties. He just drinks, and there's pig there. And he's there to everyone and his family.
I have one of these in my family. I'm not going to say his name to protect. Not innocent.
We all do.
But they were always like, hey, as a kid, they told me, don't go around him. Don't bring the kids around him. Like, we don't know what is going on. Not in that way. We just don't know what he's going to say.
All right.
We don't know what he's going to say.
I'm not comfortable with the cultural appropriation. I also am not comfortable with something else that's happening because the game has arrived, all right? My phone's never done this with tickets before, ever. And former players already complaining that they can't get tickets. That former players, champions, are like, whoa, Miami does the big event giant. Miami always does the big event well, and this is the biggest of the big Miami events. This school mattering brings generations of bandwagon to the party. What do you mean Miami can just pay attention for 6 or 7 minutes and then gets to celebrate as the winners at the end because they weren't, too busy windsurfing all weekend to pay attention to the local football team that has always been a source of pride. I'm driving yesterday, and Stephen A. Smith is saying no manner of hugely objectionable things about the world that I wanted to comment on every 5 minutes for the last 2 years. But finally, he pissed me off yesterday when he's like, does Miami have a chance? Is this even going to be a game? Like Indiana, and Stephen A., you came sniffing college football 3 weeks ago. Don't try to pretend like you've been watching any of this. Miami's playing a home game for the championship. Do you people have no sense of history of what that means? Miami wins that game, always. Miami changes the fortunes of everything happening in football around here. When you bring it to Miami, throw the party at them. And Indiana, have you played this? Have you played this size of crowd? Because you went to Iowa, and Iowa, you struggled at Iowa. I was tough. And you went to Penn State, and Penn State was a failure this year, but that was tough. You've never seen this. This is Revenga. This is Scarface. This is, do you remember the scene in the movie? The scene in the movie, the one we all love, 10 minutes of it was filmed in South Florida, and then they chased it out because our people are very powerful and said, get that racist shit out of here. Pacino doesn't sound Latin at all. And we ran that whole film off, but it's ours. And in the middle of that, Tony, you probably have family that were in that camp, no?
Not in the Mariel boat lifts, but obviously everybody knew what was happening at that point. I did do a Tony's Top 5 from that exact spot, and you were like, why are you there? And I'm like, damn, because this is a massive piece of our history. This is Revenga. And then you're like, it's not that big of a deal.
Well, it is a big deal in the movie because it's what you have to do to get to freedom from Cuba, even if it means killing somebody under a highway. Because
again, it was part of the Cuban police, though. Dan,
Stephen Bauer became a star here, and Pacino already was a star. Talk about cultural appropriation. But what the riots under the bridge? What did it sound like as Stephen Bauer roamed the premises with a shiv? Revenga! So now imagine what Indiana.
Revenga!
Mendoza! Fernando! Come on. That young man knows what he's returning to, right?
He'll have a lot of people there. That's why it's a home game for him as well as it is for the Hurricanes.
I want to give all the glory to God!
That's part of the reason why the point spread is an insult to the Hurricanes. It's an insult. The fact that it creeped up over 7 points, that's an insult. Mario Cristobal's playing that, man. He's playing it all week long.
He was playing that when they were favored.
Well,
he was going into meetings saying, they think we're going to lose by 1 million.
How this gift is what I'm legitimately asking you guys. Mike keeps getting tired of me talking about the context and the history of the program. But when it comes to feeling like the U is back, you've been fighting for something. How in holy hell am I living in a universe where the world has made Miami an overwhelming underdog to win a home game in Miami? In what world? Like, I understand how many people would look at the last two games and just say Indiana's going to ransack everyone. They're undefeated. It's hard to go undefeated. But have you no sense of history when you think of every time the championship comes to Miami to be played by Miami, by a Miami team you know that's as good as this one, that has pros on the field? That Miami team wins at home against everybody who's ever played college football, even the very highest of the sport, which Indiana hasn't been except for the last 5 minutes.
So I need a little bit of help with this because I was too young. I'm pretty sure the Canes, 3 of their first 4 national championships came after wins in the Orange Bowl, right?
3 of 5.
Okay, yeah.
3 of their 5
right,
were
but
at
3
home.
of the first 4, from 83 to 91. And I'm curious, I feel like back then those games in the OB was probably 90+% Canes fans. That's not going to be the case for this game. It's a home game, but it's going to be closer to 50-50, right?
You would imagine. I mean, that's what the national championship game in a neutral site is supposed to legislate. Basically, 25% allotment goes to the Miami Hurricanes, 25% allotment goes to the Indiana Hoosiers, 20% goes to corporate, and then the remaining percentages go to the primary market. And as we've seen, some of those tickets already got snagged up, and you're getting insane prices.
I got a plan for today, by the way.
My phone has never done this. My phone has, what it is presently doing, my phone has never done outreach from all over the place to get tickets to this game.
Call them schnurrs.
You know the seats that I sit at usually? I don't have access to those Golden Cane seats, obviously.
Do you know who's going to be in your seats?
I know what they're going for.
No, but who?
I don't know.
It's some major corporate sponsor.
No,
right?
but it's 6 figures. It's what those seats are going for just for this game.
Wasn't Mark Cuban saying he wanted a discount on the tickets?
Struggling.
Yeah, he was talking to Connor Stallions. Weird.
The other thing at the center of this that makes it so fun is Miami, all of Miami, can bandwagon around the big event. And this part makes me smile because of just how ridiculous it is. The Cubans never get to feel this about their rare guys in sports. The Cubans always are fighting to maybe be a reliever in baseball or even pitch in the World Series, but they never get to be the star of the biggest football game in America's sport. Never, ever do the Cubans ever get to feel what they have in this game, which is, are you shitting me? The coach and the quarterback went to the same high school.
And it's in Miami. It's crazy how the stars have aligned.
It's insane.
For Indiana to be here with a Cuban quarterback that went to Columbus, the same high school as that Cuban head coach of the Miami Hurricanes, to be playing a national title game in Miami, Florida, you couldn't write a better script.
This never happens for us. And that's all I was saying the other day at the mural. This never happens for us. Cuban kids don't get to turn on the TV and see kid that went to Columbus. Oh, that could be my cousin. A guy that went to Columbus that went through all the stuff that your parents went through as second generations in this country. We never get to see that on TV, right? Now we get to see it live and in color for the biggest stage. Indiana, vengo por ti!
That's the weird dynamic about this game. If this was Ole Miss against Indiana in Hard Rock Stadium, Mendoza and Indiana would be the team. They would be worshipped. Mendoza would be worshipped in South Florida this week. But because it's Miami, there's no losing team here. If I look at it neutrally as a journalist, there's no bad story to write off this game because it's two wonderful stories.
My thought, though, placing all of those elements in front of you, not even just the Cuban parts of it. Like, what's the context in the last 50 years outside of the first time they played Nebraska, the first championship they won, because Tom Osborne went for 2 when a tie would have given him the championship.
Yeah.
Failed to get a 2, starts the Miami dynasty, and all the time in there. When do I get to make Miami, after all this excellence, this kind of underdog where Stephen A. is asking whether this can even be a competitive game?
Yeah.
When it's a game in Miami. And if that's ever happened, we've seen the very beginning of this didn't quite have all the pros that when it was Portis and Gore and McGahee in the same huddle, or the secondaries, Sean Taylor and Ed Reed. This isn't that. This is not that. They do not have all the pros on one team. But the idea that this team is here, this program is here, and you've seen physically what they've done to the last 3 teams they've played, in what world is that a touchdown underdog viewed by America to not have a chance in the game?
The world in which Indiana has won their 2 college football playoff games by an average of 34.5 points per game, Dan. Like, we have watched Miami all season. We have watched the way that they've improved. We have watched all of that. But everyone else is looking at Indiana, rightfully so, as an undefeated team that has physically dominated every other team that they've played.
In sports, championships aren't won alone. They're won with the right people around you. That's exactly what Intuit TurboTax brings to taxes. With TurboTax Expert Full Service, match with a dedicated tax expert who handles your taxes from start to finish. The experience is seamless. Start in person, finish online, move between both whenever needed. The dedicated tax expert keeps things updated every step of the way, so nothing falls between the cracks. Think of it like having a great head coach with a solid game plan. The plays are called, adjustments are made, and the work gets done while everyone stays focused on what actually matters. And just like game film doesn't wait for business hours, neither do taxes. With TurboTax Expert Full Service, you can get any tax question answered at no extra cost, even on nights and weekends during tax season. This is having someone in your corner running the whole operation and helping put points on the board. Get started at TurboTax.com. Only available with Intuit TurboTax Full Service experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Hello, listeners. You know that I live in Miami, which means my idea of quote-unquote winter is just putting on a hoodie or a cardigan and acting like I've suffered. But every time that I travel somewhere that's actually cold, I'm reminded that my wardrobe is completely and utterly unprepared. But that right there is where Quince comes in. I also realized that if I'm going to be on camera for broadcast gigs, I probably shouldn't look like I just grabbed whatever was closest to the door. Quince makes clothes that deliver premium materials, thoughtful design, and pieces that hold up season after season after season after season. And particularly with Quince, their outerwear has been the thing that's especially impressed me. Those down jackets, wool coats, Italian leather, and folks, that cashmere sweater, ridiculously soft, looks great, and somehow doesn't cost what you'd expect. Trust me, I am the only one on this show who actually dresses to impress, and Quince is what's now helping me do it. Refresh your winter wardrobe with Quince. Go to quince.com/Dan for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/Dan. Free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Dan.
All right, kicking things off with Smirnoff, the official vodka sponsor of the NFL and the number one vodka in the world. Chris Cody, you're here.
Smirnoff!
Wow, you're on the money with Smirnoff.
Smirnoff!
Chris, you know what goes great with Smirnoff?
Smirnoff!
Yes, but I'm really talking about game day fit. The style's got to match the vibe.
Smirnoff!
All right, here's the deal. Game day is everything, and that's exactly why your fit has to match the occasion.
Smirnoff!
Starting this December, Smirnoff is giving fans 21 and over the chance to score limited edition Smirnoff commission merchandise from some of today's top creators, including Kayla Jones, Gavin Matthew, and Aleli May.
Smirnoff!
Here's the kicker. One lucky fan will take home the grand prize, a trip to the biggest game of the offseason. Plus, one fan will win Aleli May's one-of-one game day jacket.
Wow.
The merch will be dropped on select dates from December to January 21, and it's all courtesy of what brand?
Smirnoff!
That's right, Chris. Fans 21 and over can head to Smirnoff socials to learn how to sign up. And don't forget to grab a bottle of Smirnoff vodka, number 21 at your local retailer.
Smirnoff!
Please drink responsibly.
Smirnoff!
Number 21 vodka distilled from grain, 40% alcohol by volume. The Smirnoff Company, New York, New York. Please do not share with anybody under legal drinking age.
Smirnoff!
No purchase necessary. Must be legal U.S. resident, 21 or older. Sweepstakes starts 12/15/2025 at 12 a.m. Eastern and ends 1/23/2026 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. See official rules at program website.
Don Le Batard.
I'm not going to apologize.
I wouldn't expect you to apologize.
Good. Then
you're a giant infant.
Okay.
You have no
right.
control over your emotions. You have no control over your emotions. When you're calling someone you know an idiot, I don't deserve it.
Okay.
I don't deserve it.
All right.
And you're a fool for saying it.
Okay.
Stugotz.
You're a fool.
Yeah.
I was kind of following you.
Calling somebody else
you're
an
locking
idiot.
in right now? You're locking in on us?
Yeah,
All
right.
Let's drop the gloves, pal. Let's rock. You should be thanking me.
For what?
Every day.
For what?
For what I've done around this character. And the second shit gets real for you, you want to come at me and call me a fool? Huh? Yeah, no. Seriously.
Jeremy
pal.
just whispered,
I've added
"Can I
10 years to your career.
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
I think it's ridiculous that they're a 7.5 or 8.5 point favorite as well. But to that point, it does make more sense that they are that as opposed to the line being a lot closer to even.
You mentioned the line. You know the last time Miami lost a game by more than 7 points? It was 2023 against NC State. Tyler Van Dyke had his meltdown. We said with lesser Miami teams, that teams that have this advantage along the line of scrimmage, historically in college football, they do not get blown out.
Yeah.
And I understand why people are gassing Indiana up. They've been incredible. That stat where Mendoza has 8 touchdowns and 5 incompletions.
And the cheating
postseason.
part, right?
I'm not going there. But Miami's prepared.
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Is Indiana cheating, and is Miami prepared for that?
Prepared for the cheating.
Maybe they're cheating by giving all the glory to God.
Miami's run through teams with top 10 defenses, especially against the rush, throughout this entire run. Tony circulated the stat that's all out there about the difference in size. Miami is that's the whole thing about cheating and knowing what the plays are. We can tell you the script. Miami's going to run a gap. Ohio State was prepared for a gap. Yeah. Texas A&M was prepared for a gap, and these were great run defenses. And Miami just mano a mano won.
It's the revenga. It's the play. The play is not a gap. You're calling it a gap with all your fancy coaching jargon because you insist on being an offensive coordinator. Here's the play, Indiana. Cheat this. Revenga, right behind.
Por el medio.
Right. Revenga
por el medio, dale.
Yes, I've heard that Le Batard whimpering. Right outside. No. Revenga, right up the middle. It's going to be 2nd and 3 all game. Dan's going to complain about the tush push over here, but he's going to love it when those Canes get 8 yards because their offensive line is just throwing Fletcher 8 yards.
And I did call for the execution of a guard on the Buffalo Bills by the electric chair, but If Inez Cooper wants to pick up Mark Fletcher and go 15 yards, we will celebrate that.
I will say, listening to this show for the last few months, the analysis when it comes to how Miami's going to go about these games have been pretty on the nose. And the game that we were nervous about was Ole Miss because they did things that neutralized Miami's pass rush. They were more effective at getting home on the quarterback than Miami was in that game. Why? Chambliss gets rid of the ball quick. That proved to be a very real thing. Heath gets rid of the ball at 2.42 seconds a clip. Mendoza holds onto that ball longer than 3 seconds.
The perception, though, of the championship game swung wildly with the results of the 2 semifinal games, right? I mean, Miami barely gets by Ole Miss, and 38-3 over Alabama. I mean, they humiliated.
What Greg is saying is right. Quantifiably, the advance line on DraftKings for an Indiana-Miami neutral field matchup in the CFP final was 5.5.
Yeah.
And it ballooned up to 7.5.
Right. That's a big 2 points.
Immediately after that Peach Bowl.
Okay, but I keep doing this, and I feel like I must be using too many words and not communicating anything well, okay? The Alabama team that they're getting so much credit for, it seems like so long ago, that Alabama team went to FSU to start the season and lost by 2 touchdowns. An FSU team that wasn't any good. An FSU team that I think ends up losing its last. Did they lose their last 9? An FSU team that has lost the state that is fighting over football presently to play against Indiana. I don't have it wrong, right?
No, you're right. I mean, I'm not saying Alabama's a great team, but 38-3?
No, Alabama got in on reputation. Alabama got in because we think of the SEC a certain way. To me, a victory over Alabama this year did not mean much. And Georgia was running around in uniforms that were Georgia's, but that's not the teams that you remember. All of the things in the SEC, all of them were, they were okay.
So including Ole Miss then?
Ole Miss included, yes.
Styles make fights. Transitive property is kind of dumb in this sport. And I think we know how this game is going to look like. It's going to be violent. And when you're in a rock fight, get out of here with 30-point spreads. That's not the way that this game's going to go. They're an execution team. They're going to have to play a clean game, Indiana, to win this game. It's entirely possible that Miami plays a sloppy game. We just saw it. They survived in spite of that. But I don't see how this game's a blowout. But historically, in the national title game, it's either a favorite, covers by a lot, or a dog win straight up.
Blowout for the Canes.
What?
You heard me?
No, are you saying it on the record?
Stutter.
Okay, wait a minute. Is this what you're saying now on the record?
Blowout for the Canes?
Yes.
He's a journalist.
What you're predicting, you're on the record now as you're Zaslow, ESPN college football game analyst. Your predictions hold, embargo, bake all week, and then you unleash them at the end of the week, and it matters what you say.
Sometimes I can't wait.
Okay, so this is premature prediculation.
Here's how this one's going to go. 90% of the betting public is going to keep listening to the Stephen A. Smiths of the world and keep hammering Indiana. Minus 7.5. That line will probably balloon up to close to 9.
Good. Keep doing
and then, before kickoff, that line is going to steam down 1.5 to 2 points. And then you're going to know, because they know.
Yeah, that's when the smart money comes in. 2 days before kickoff, that line's going to drop below 7.
And that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler. I am sitting pretty.
Smart money's right here. Put your life savings on the Canes.
All right. So are there T-shirts here? Then you're going to know because they know. Like there's a gambling T-shirt there.
Seems like
anywhere.
A bad shirt.
Yeah. Does it seem like a bad shirt?
Bert.
Okay, because it felt like that's what you were telling us right there.
I've seen this game a million times. Seen this game a million times.
This game a million times.
This line is going to steam down, and everyone's going to be like, "What's happening here?"
You're going to manhandle them.
You've seen this game a million times.
Seen this game a million times.
Zaslow's on the record. Okay. So on Tuesday.
Yep. Do I look like I'm effing around?
No, you do not. I will get with Greg Cody here and get his thoughts on all of this in a second. But we really are going to have, annoying as it is, a week of build-up to this funny Miami event. And
funny?
I mean, the business of sports is such that 5 years ago we weren't paying anyone, and now it's salary caps, and can your $21 million payroll beat Ohio State's $21 million payroll? All of this. Like, just to see the finances of this result in Miami in 4 years, Cristobal and Columbus buying their way into business. They got a Life Wallet guy over here who's a bogus billionaire, and it starts with they sort of fake their way into, program is on its last legs here. Program's hurting. Program hasn't mattered in 20 years. Oh, they squandered all of it. Can Columbus go get us $90 million for Cristobal? Why Cristobal? He failed at FIU. Why would you do that? That's idiotic. $90 million for Cristobal. Fixes it in 4 years. Plays in the championship game. They won their way to the top of the business. Why do I think that's funny?
It's weird. I give you that. But Cristobal proved himself at Oregon. I mean, it's not like he didn't have a track record.
Greg, this doesn't get to happen. When you think of the people who win championships, okay, they don't get to be this guy. They don't get to be the guy who had to climb his way up through FIU. Never mind the Cuban part of it, who's still got the balls to go on television at Saban because he's worked with the best and now bosses around Jason Taylor. Bosses around Jason Taylor. I bet you if I talked to Jason Taylor, he'd tell me right now he's a little scared of that crazy Cuban. Legitimately scared of him because he's a lunatic.
These guys typically don't get fired at programs like FIU. For
Jason Taylor, Hall of Famer, to say, I'll get to coaching by being the guy who coaches your defensive ends. Yes, because I want to learn from this rabid Cuban. I want to get a shortcut to coaching here, learn Miami style. Oh, this guy ran FIU's business. How'd that get into a bowl game? Oh, then he got to run Nike's business. Oregon's still trying to be as relevant as they're still trying to do.
Yeah. Rest assured, coaching defensive line for several years under Mario Cristobal is no shortcut.
Look, man, Lane Kiffin ran away from Saban. Cristobal got in a 4-point stance and let's go, Saban. Give me some more. I'll eat your eyebrows, Saban. You trim your eyebrows.
I admire Cristobal. I think he's real. I think he's a real guy. I think when he uses words like relentless and violent as a style of play, he means it. I think his players have bought into it.
That part's funny, isn't it? That every interview he does, like for sure, right? If I could get betting odds, if the pregame interview, he's going to say the word violent.
100%.
Yes, the word, whatever the question is, the answer. One of the words, if I could take bets on this right now, we're going to do a live stream during the championship game, and I want to figure out how to be able to somehow do bets on this. For sure, in the pregame, the betting odds would be favored to say, whatever the question is, Mario Cristobal will bite it off in one sentence, and that sentence will have the word violent in it.
If we're playing a drinking game, the first-round draft pick is violent. That's my word.
Let's play the drinking game. Let's do that on Monday night during our live stream.
Mass kicks ass.
That's going up against sweet local kid Fernando Mendoza.
I've never seen myself in an athlete more than Fernando Mendoza.
Oh, man, I'm just noticing your shirt right now. You're bullshit. What are you doing wearing that?
No, this is absolutely the most I've ever related to an athlete. That representation of a Cuban athlete from South Florida, the starched all the glory to God smile on my face, like that's the way I always approach the game. I'm going out there, I'm working hard, I'm playing for my teammates. It's the name on the front, not the name on the back. Fernando Mendoza, thank you for representing Cubans like me.
How we doing here?
If you shave, he would look like Mendoza if he shaved.
It's not a bit, by the way, audience. Jeremy is Cuban.
But what are we doing? They made it to the national championship game. You're going to just keep going until the very end, just doing this thing, whatever it is?
So supporting a local kid who has an unbelievable story, who's made it. Look at that face. How charming is that?
You're being a hating-ass hater.
Hating-ass hater?
Yeah, if this were Oregon, I guarantee you'd be dressed like Phil Knight.
It'd be kind of cool.
Have you not learned?
Have I not learned what?
Have you not learned?
Have you not learned?
The last 2 months have been you forcibly eating it. Yeah. Like they've been running it up your A gap for 2 months.
I'm pretty sure everything that I said was right.
Everything that you said was right. You said that James Madison should be in over Miami.
I said James Madison should be in.
No.
And they earned it.
Jeremy,
did they?
You said Miami should be out.
Gotta want to learn. Gotta want to learn.
There were some teams that earned their way by winning championships.
Let me for a moment grab Mike by the collar because it's Tuesday and I want to settle everybody down, okay? Because the week began with the week began with Billy Corbin, and if we still
it's going to end with Billy Corbin too. Happy New Year, everybody. 2026 is already getting off to an incredible start because you want to know how I rang in the new year? It was with a bunch of friends in a Dallas hotel lobby bar ordering a bunch of Miller Lights because that's how you do it. That's how you make special memories. Miller Lite has been by my side at many special football memories this year, and hopefully we get to write a few more memories with Miller Lite. Some of my most legendary moments have started that exact same way. A buddy's house, a lobby bar, a game, no big plan. And then you crack open a Miller Lite, you take a sip, and you look around, and you immediately recognize that you made the right call. Legendary moments start with Miller Lite. Great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you. Or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
One of my big goals for 2026 is just less money stress. How about that? I've got a kid now, and I want to start a real travel fund, knock down some debt, and not feel like every surprise expense is a mini heart attack, which I've had about 11 now since the holidays. Managing your money doesn't have to be a struggle this year. Monarch is the all-in-one personal finance tool designed to make your life easier. It brings your entire financial life, budgeting, accounts, and investments, net worth, and future planning together into one dashboard on your laptop or phone. Start the new year on the right foot financially. After the chaos of the holidays, Monarch has been my full financial reset. I can actually see what I'm spending, set realistic budgets, and track goals I'll stick with past February. It even tells me what goals are doable based on our real numbers, which I desperately need. The weekly recaps alone keep me honest, even when I'm sleep deprived like the last 3 days. The baby has been absolutely insane, but Monarch helps me know that I'm financially okay. Monarch help users save over $200 per month on average after joining. This new year, achieve your financial goals for good. Monarch is the all-in-one tool that makes proactive money management simple all year long. Use code Dan at monarch.com for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarch.com with code Dan.
You know, people keep asking me about my 2026 resolutions, and yeah, I got the usual stuff. You know, watch more games, complain about the power play, and pretend like my team's actually going to stay healthy. But this year, the one at the top of my list is simple. Get comfy. That's where Bombas comes in. They bring serious comfort to my everyday essentials. Bombas just dropped their all-new sports socks, engineered for running, golf, hiking, skiing, snowboarding, basically whatever you're pretending you're about to be really into. And I'm trying to stay active this year by playing hockey. I need these socks. It has cushioning where you need it, it's sweat wicking, solid support, no distractions, just comfort. And for the everyday stuff, Bombas footwear has you covered. Sunday slippers for staying in, Friday sandals for quick errands, and the new Saturday suede slip-ons for when you want comfort but still need to leave the house. Premium everyday go-tos I don't really think about, which is kind of the point. And for every item you buy, Bombas donates one to someone facing housing insecurity. One bought, one donated. Over 150 million items so far. Head over to bombas.com/DKN and use code DKN for 20% off your first purchase. That's bombas.com/DKN, code DKN at checkout.
Dan Le Batard.
You are a fool.
You're nobody.
You are an infant.
You
have no
nobody
thick skin.
to me.
No.
I literally put together
Mike
a
Ryan
freaking stage for your
is
toenail.
nobody
I
to
am
me.
your career right now, pal.
No.
Look at me.
No.
I am your career.
No.
Stugotz.
You have messed with McDavid, and now you're messing with me, and I'm more dangerous, pal.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
I just hope both teams have fun.
Jeremy, no, I want to do this with you. I simply want to give you the space to do it because Mike is taking his victory lap aggressively. He has been right about the things Miami is. They did
About everything, Dan.
Reputationally.
Let me help you out. Been right about everything.
If I'm wrong about the SEC being a fraud, I may indeed be wrong about that. But they beat the three teams at the top of the food chain, and
You're not wrong about that because I was saying that months ago, and I was right about everything.
And maybe
24-14.
That's right.
And maybe or maybe not they would have beaten Georgia, and maybe or maybe not the analysis would have been, oh yeah, I remember Georgia's the best of the SEC. No, it's just another team in the SEC, like Missouri, like Vanderbilt. It was just another conference. As soon as the business got involved with all of this, and there are 16 teams, you think Texas and Oklahoma are one thing, and they're just everybody's in this game now, including Indiana, because the business of this happened fast, man.
Everybody isn't in this game. There are two teams in this game. They're going to spot the ball, and Mass is going to kick ass. Yeah. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Okay, but so I'd like to get Jeremy's thoughts as you want to run up the score on Jeremy on being right. Why? Because you said
His thoughts are bad.
He corrected you on
Bad thoughts.
bad thoughts?
Not a fan.
I want
bad thoughts.
I want facts from him. Jeremy was making a reasonable argument on behalf of the country. Mike, I don't think that you see some of the blind spots we have as a show, okay? Because yesterday on the show, you looked me in the face and you said Columbus High said of me in this show, yeah, Dan, you're viewed as not pro-Miami enough.
Blind spots.
Ask our national audience whether we're pro-Miami enough or not. Like, you think I reputationally...
No, you in particular.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
I don't think we are.
You don't have... So
we're just located.
So
all that matters is what Mario thinks of you.
So, and the thing about blind spots, Dan, is they're behind you. Yeah. I got my eyes forward. All right? I got Hard Rock Stadium, January 19th. I don't have an obstructed view of that. I know
Adelante,
exactly
am
what's
I
there.
right?
So the ticket prices. And I locally during difficult times, difficult economic times, I think Inter Miami priced enough real fandom out. And look, it was a big championship won in Miami, and congratulations. But in the places that corporations and communities and ethnic feelings come together in sports, like this is crazy what we're in the center of right now. The amount of requests I'm getting for tickets, and the idea that former players, legends like this place has a lot of legends. They'd like tickets. They want to know that they could be on the sideline. Not everyone gets to have Ray Lewis and Edgerrin James bring them out for a coin toss, unless you think these things not matter in the present age, okay? When Netflix went to get their best Washington player on Christmas Day, here's the pass. Here's Emmitt Smith on behalf of the Cowboys because he's the best they'll ever have. Who do we get from Washington? Portis. Portis is the best they got. A guy in a huddle with McGahee and Gore, because those Miami teams, they were Alabama before Alabama. All of the context matter, and it brings you to this moment and a team and a program and a quarterback who has never seen this. Like, Miami ravages every Heisman Trophy winner who comes through Miami thinking it's the best throughout history. Are you going to tell me, am I being an idiot and short-sighted and homerific when I tell you, how do the last two games matter to you more than the last 40 years? You tell me, am I being the idiot? Am I being emotional when I say, don't tell me about Indiana's last two games. Tell me about Miami's last 40 years in the brutal sport that births this caveman Cuban who's like, Revenga, A-gap, let's go. I'll fight you in the middle of the stage. And if Saban wants to criticize me from over there, him too.
Jeremy and I have common ground here. Stop being a writer. Yeah. You're being a writer too much, dude.
Yeah, the last 40 years, like the last 20 years has none of that. So it's not like that context that you're trying to apply to it is irrelevant. These last two games of Indiana, like this Miami team is spectacular. And what they've done this season is what should make you believe that they can stomp this Indiana team if they do. Not what happened 25, 30, 40 years ago. It should be this team. That's the one place Mike and I kind of tend to agree here.
It's for the fans. When Mark Fletcher lines up in the pistol formation, he's not thinking about Melvin Bratton. Yeah. He's thinking about 5 yards.
Right. It's also fair to say, though, that however much Miami and the Hurricanes are hungry for this, Indiana's hungrier. It's been like the drought here is.
It's a hungry off.
No, they're
24 years.
How can they be hungrier? How can they be hungrier?
I'm hungry right now.
Because the drought here is.
They just started paying attention to football.
The
Get out of here with
the
hungry.
drought here is 24 years. The drought in Indiana is like forever.
They never knew success.
It's a basketball state.
Are you talking about the fans? Because the players,
Get Indiana, you're not playing the tortured fan base card here. All right, I saw what those crowds looked like 3 years ago. And you could say the very same to me, but in our crowd, there were 5 banners at least. You know the whole cliche about it's better to never have been rich at all? What the hell was that?
Someone's tummy. Who's hungry?
Dan?
Oh, it is a hungry off. It is. This is good.
It's a hungry off.
It's a hungry off.
That's
Let's
what we
find.
distracting
Let's see,
sound.
Who wants it more?
let's see who's hungrier, Indiana or Miami.
It's just like we were there. We tasted it. And we've been a joke for 20 years. Like, this is fun. I'm not saying that you don't want it. I'm just saying your torture is, I don't like it. Stop it.
I do like, though, it is a hungry off. That's what just happened. Look, you guys all just turned on Greg Cody. You turned on him.
It's okay.
Greg, no, is it okay?
I got alligator skin. Come at me.
Greg Cody volunteered for America, and you all chewed his face off. He espoused the opinion of Indiana's the hungrier team. And you guys rejected it, and you said, no, we're hungrier. And now we have, and Chris, don't push Chris off of this. He's right to do this to you. We have a hungry off. You think you can do a better game show than that? Do you think that you can do a better game show than...
Matter of fact, I do.
I don't believe you can.
I think we
That's a sound of dancing swords right there.
I think we will.
I dare you. No, look. I want to do a hungry off as a game show now. You're promising me that later in today's show you could do something better than a hungry off, because that's where I want to go right now with Chris Cody. And you've been aggressive, and you've been aggressive for 2 days, and the victory lap has started with you being super arrogant.
I can promise that we will raise expectations and fall well below them with our own game show.
I do think it's funny that we're taking victory laps just by getting to the championship game as opposed to winning one.
You mean going...
Like we spent the whole week doing it.
No, I am a little bit, because Miami has beaten Notre Dame, Ohio State, Florida State on their path to this very game.
Who's Indiana beating?
A game in a tournament that they said Miami didn't belong in. The same people that are saying that Miami doesn't have a chance against Indiana, we're saying that Notre Dame would beat Miami had they played again, because Miami lost to SMU and Louisville. Yeah, I'm going to enjoy it. I got a couple more days to lock in and get in game mode, but excuse me if I feel myself and my head coach and enjoy being right for the last few months.
I'm just
because
glad
I've been in hell.
You got the opportunity in a new version of a playoff where the teams that never would have made it before get to make it now. Congratulations. I'm excited for you. It's cool. Your team got hot at the right time.
You're
it's
not
cool.
happy for me. Nobody believes
I am. Jack shit over here. Jack shit doesn't know jack shit.
I literally almost took off my shoe and threw it. Just had been sick.
Please make this character on the show. Please make. I would like to hear at some point from Jeremy as only jack shit. Okay, the character jack shit is the only one I want speaking to me. You guys are
Jeremy shit.
You got. That was your actual stomach I just heard.
No, it couldn't have been. It couldn't have been.
I mean, we can't hear you talk.
No, unfortunately, our audio's not good enough in here, but comedically, I'm telling you, that was perfect. The stomach of Greg Cody just made the coffee sounds, and Greg, you've eaten nothing today, correct?
Dancing swords is what we call that.
I heard your stomach.
Pardon me.
I wanted to do a hungry off. I do think it would be funny. It seems like it's something that would delight Chris Cody. The idea, though, that we're looking, you guys are sort of rejecting the entire history of this to me. I know about the now.
You're focused on that. I'm focused on Indiana.
But okay. But you don't believe at all in if you're buying a coach to instill the culture of whatever the culture is that he learned from Jimmy Johnson to be a man who devotes his life to winning a championship in this sport, okay? This is all story. It's all tapestry. I understand. But like you say, this matters so much to Mario Cristobal. To come to a program where you know what the standard is, it's higher than ever that Cignetti ever had. Indiana has never been this. I don't know how many years they've been playing football, but it has not been with this as its history and its bones. It doesn't mean anything if Mendoza completes 85% of his passes for 3 touchdowns and they drag you. But I'm not just telling a story here when I say Mario Cristobal has been here and he's been teaching these people about how he's been here, and that's the job he was paid to do. And he devoted himself to it, to be heir to Jimmy Johnson and these things. So if he's the man you think he is, and you know how he cares, it's not irrelevant that Mario Cristobal is like, what do you mean Cignetti thinks he's better and cares more about this than I do? What do you mean he's the highest paid coach in the game when with $90 million in 4 years, I built this and now it flexes on you. And now it's a gap. You tell me that means nothing?
Afterwards, it might. He's singularly focused. He's a psychopath about this. That's for other people to do. Like, he understands. It certainly made Mario Cristobal who he is. He knows what the standard is. He will not rest till Miami reaches that standard. But it doesn't. He's not an ego monster like that. I guarantee you. He's a very peculiar dude in that way. He's just so singularly focused on making tackles, building trenches, like talent acquisition. He's weird.